recording back up. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And just for the sake of the video, I'll just recap. Basically, we've switched from Soraka to Sona
Soraka to Sona. Yes.
because we like the extra damage output. We like the ability to be a little bit more active in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I think because my problem with like Soraka is like with Soraka you kind of have to like play a little bit safer
uh-huh.
for me because I like to just go on it and just be aggressive. I think that's my thing.
Oh,
So at
absolutely.
least with like Sona, I think I could just like I poke them more. I think.
Uh-huh. No, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's
So
the
yeah.
you're totally correct. Like Soraka's identity, damage is not a
Mm-hmm.
fundamental part of her isn't a fundamental part of her identity. So like
Yes.
you're gonna get more of that from Soraka, definitely more of that from Seraphine. Um
Oh.
and
Mm-hmm.
then like you can always choose, I mean, eventually maybe you decide completely like, okay, I don't want to be a healer at all. I don't want to provide the
Uh-huh.
utility. I want to just be pure damage. And then maybe,
Yeah.
down the line, maybe you find some champions that you really want to play instead. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so definitely don't be afraid to continue to progress down that path if there are other
Oh,
champions that you want
okay.
to learn. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's no shame in picking a new champion. Just remember to be patient with yourself. Whenever you're
Okay.
playing a new set of champions, um, it's going to definitely take you some amount of time to develop
Mm-hmm.
proficiency with that champion. So, like, you're going to really struggle for 10, 15 games on every champion just until you learn the
Uh-huh.
mechanics of that champion, the ranges of their skill shots and stuff. Totally
Yeah.
normal. All right. And then let me see. I believe we had a coaching sheet for you as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the
Oh,
coaching sheet.
yeah.
All right. Hmm. What was your in-game name? Oh, there it is. I found it.
Oh, it's Patricia.
Okay, perfect. Yep, I found it. I don't know why I couldn't see it in my Google Drive originally. Okay,
It's
so,
okay.
all right, I'll go ahead and share my screen. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so screen one, I'll just share it like this. Let me see. I should have one of the champions on my account. Um, I will.
Okay.
I will say that if you're gonna play Sona, unless you feel super super strongly specifically about Sona, I will
Mm-hmm.
recommend my honest recommendation would be that you do look into the possibility of playing Seraphine
Sir.
instead.
Oh, okay.
Like, if you feel very strongly about playing Sona, though, like that's totally fine. You can
Mm-hmm.
definitely win on her and definitely do well on her. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Seraphine does have a lot of very natural advantages.
Oh. Okay, I'll look into that.
Okay, yeah, and it's no pressure. Like you can absolutely do
Yeah.
the same thing with both. It's not a big deal. All right, let me see if I have some refunds. Maybe I can grab Seraphine here. Okay, I got Shyvana, Lilia. I can cash back Lilia, I think here. Camille, Viego. Wukong. I don't play a lot of Wukong lately. You know what? I'm never gonna be playing Vayne, so we'll just cash her back and grab Seraphine. All right. So this account is in it's in a lower elo. This isn't quite gonna be iron, but it's a little
Oh,
lower.
uh-huh.
This will be, um, this should be bronze silver, I believe.
Oh.
Okay. So the cool thing about Seraphine and Sona, Seraphine in
Uh-huh.
particular, is that they can be played support or mid, if you need to.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Um, and I guess I should ask just to make sure you're comfortable with this.
Mm-hmm.
What I was thinking this time, I think last time I just watched you play a game. I don't think I played at all.
Uh-huh.
I think it would be valuable for you to kind of watch me maybe pilot the champion or play what you're trying to do and talk with you a little bit
Uh-huh.
about what I'm doing.
I think that is true. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Sona or
I'm sorry.
you can choose whether I play Seraphine or Sona.
Oh, okay.
It's up to you.
Eh, I guess we could see.
I have both now, so just let me know.
Okay. Um, I guess we could try. Let me see. So, sorry, let me
No,
see.
you're totally fine.
Seraphine, maybe?
Okay,
Because I
absolutely.
haven't really like seen her. I just like seen her like when I'm like fighting against her. but not really like her skills that much.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would be happy to show
Thank you.
you. I'd be happy to show you Seraphine. She's like, honestly, she is so similar to Sona. If you've played any Sona,
Mhm.
you're gonna feel pretty at home on her.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like they're very very similar champions.
Oh.
Just to put that on display in a low stress situation, I'll open the practice tool and I'll show
Uh-huh.
you that just in that context. Let me switch over to
Okay.
sharing just the league window so that it has audio. Okay. I'll change the runes. I'll give you a fresh rune set and a fresh item set
Oh,
for these
okay.
champions as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Alrighty. So you already pointed out the big difference between these champions, right? So, Soraka, you felt like you had to play a little bit too far back because we were talking about
Yeah.
how traditionally, most supports are going to play even with the ADC, play in
Oh,
parallel.
yeah.
Enchanters will play from behind. So,
Mhm.
Seraphine and Sona both will play from more in parallel with the ADC.
Oh.
Whereas Soraka played behind and primarily focused on healing.
Yes,
So,
yes.
let me add some levels here. So on Seraphine, you're traditionally going to start your Q.
Oh,
So
cute.
there's one little gimmick to Seraphine, which is that every third ability, your ability is enhanced. Um, so when I throw my Q this time, for example, it's my enhanced Q,
Uh-huh.
and it's gonna do a splash and then another splash.
Oh.
So her regular Q, this is her Q, it's just a splash. You throw it and it's a big
Mm-hmm.
splash. Um, and then the third time you throw an ability, it's going to be a double splash.
Oh, I see.
Um, your E is a similar thing, but it's in a line.
Oh.
In every third cast, it's two.
Oh, okay.
So you see how long her range is. So she can trade
Uh-huh.
very, very efficiently out onto enemy champions. So, like, let's say, for example, we have an enemy out here.
Uh-huh.
I can hit him with this from this far away.
Oh.
See how far away I am? I can still provide damage.
That is true.
And then her E has the same thing. Very, very similar range. Extremely long range. Her E
Uh-huh.
does if they're slowed or if they're slowed, it roots. So if they are already slowed, it will root them as well. But on the third cast, the first wave slows them, and then the second wave roots them.
Uh-huh.
So slow root. Okay, so here this will be a slow and then a root. This is the E. And you won't be able to see this live, but I'm going to add on an overlay that shows you the keys that I'm pressing as well.
Okay.
That way, when you review the VOD, you'll have the ability to
Mhm.
see what keys I'm pressing and what's producing what effect.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, so um, that is the Q and the E. They're very long range damaging abilities, and they're enhanced on the third one. Now your W
Mm-hmm.
gives a very large circle around you that is a healing shield. So it's a shield, and then on third cast, it's a heal. So it's shield.
Oh.
Um, on the third cast, it's going to be a heal.
Oh, I see.
So basically, she has like a big redemption. So if I have an ally here and an ally here, I can heal and shield all these allies.
Wow. I thought that's a big deal.
And the enemies here. So do you see why this would have a natural advantage over Sona?
Yeah, I could see.
She just has a very, very, very large range.
That is true because with Sona, it's kind of
Sona has a very short
sometimes I
range.
miss my Q.
Sona, you've basically
Yeah,
got to be like right here to fight them.
that is true, and then that's when they like they root. Yeah, that's how I end up like dying.
Yeah, because they're just standing right here
I'm like
fighting
the
you.
squishiest one.
Yeah. So from here, you can be providing a lot of value to your team, even being all the way back here.
Oh, that's true.
So those are your abilities. Now,
Oh,
the one more ability is your ult. So your
yeah.
ult is just this very big, long range charm. So it has this range right here.
Oh,
So the charm will pull them towards you. And they can't do anything. They can't react. They can't do anything. They're just automatically walking towards you for a period of time.
oh.
And see, this can hit all 5 of their people. You can clear. So like, let's say for example, we clear all the target dummies.
Mhm.
Now if I have, a bunch of enemies over here fighting my team, and they're duking it out with my team,
Mhm.
I can come in from behind, and I could like ult the entire team, and they're all stunned and walking towards me for a period of time. So this is a
That is
super, super powerful, game-changing, game-winning ability. Late game on Seraphine, all you have to do is just land your ulti, and you will automatically like win the game many times.
oh.
So in Sona's ulti is just a small version of this, right? Just a very
It
small,
is a
short version of
very
this.
yeah, and her Sona's range or like her ult is just like very small.
Yep,
Range as well.
exactly.
I
So
see.
this is kind of what I would. That is what I would suggest is to play her. Um,
Mhm.
just because she has a lot of natural advantages over Sona. The biggest one being range. She gives you the ability to play safely from range.
That is true.
All right, now let me
Like it.
see if we're still sharing my screen. We are. All right.
Mhm.
So now I'm gonna go ahead and open a game as support or mid. Either way, we'll go ahead and play Seraphine here for you.
Okay.
And during the game, feel free to
Mhm.
ask any questions that you have about what I'm doing, and I'll try to narrate it a little bit. But definitely, if you have any questions, feel free to toss them at me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
On Seraphine, we're playing her support. We're always going to open up with this.
Oh, okay.
And then you can always get a control word later. And then early on in the game, you're going to look into boots, um,
Roots.
and you can choose these.
Oh, okay.
And then you'll get a tier early, which will later become a Archangel staff. And this item just gives you cooldown reduction. It makes sure that you can land your abilities or throw your abilities very frequently. Because her biggest thing is she wants to just constantly be throwing her abilities out to harass and zone the enemy.
Yeah.
Traditionally, Seraphine will usually build Moonstone Renewer, which is very good for you because
Uh-huh.
there's no active or anything. It automatically goes on its own. And it's a
Yeah.
very
Oh, yeah.
powerful healing item, which means she's usually going to get these 2 items early to go into her Moonstone, and then she usually wants to build a Staff of Flowing Water.
Oh.
And then traditionally she'll build this into anti-heal. So if they have a lot of healing,
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
then we'll grab that. Otherwise, we're gonna focus on these items here. So we'll have boots, our mythic, and then that should
Mhm.
automatically save. And that's basically what we're gonna build every game. The build is again gonna be very, very simple, and
Mhm.
it's still very gold efficient. Um,
Oh, okay.
it doesn't cost you very much at all to build her entire item set out.
Mhm.
We'll be usually taking exhaust or heal. If our ADC takes exhaust, we will take heal. Otherwise, we take exhaust.
Oh, okay.
For runes, the traditional rune set that I usually see performed on these champions is Summon Airy, Mana Flow Band,
Mhm.
and then usually it's going to be Transcendence. And then here, traditionally, they'll play Scorch. I would recommend going Gathering Storm because in low elo, games go on for quite a while, so you'll frequently get a lot of value out of Gathering Storm.
Oh.
Secondary tree, you can choose from a variety of runes. We would prefer not to see Thresh. I don't know. Normally we would normally want to ban something like maybe Blitzcrank, something that's really really aggressive.
Oh.
We have a lot of options. We have very many good options for our support runes here. Let me think here about this. I would guess normally that what we're going to be seeing is going to be this right here, which basically gives you more healing power, more ability to stay in lane for longer.
Yeah.
Alternatively, if you wanted to be more damagey, you could do something like this that gives you more mana and more ability to move up and harass them.
Oh.
But we'll go something like this just for simplicity. Go like this. These bottom ones here, ability haste. So most other roles are going to just do this by default, this attack speed, adaptive force, and armor. Because we're doing primarily ability centric champions in support, we're going to do ability haste, adaptive force, and then armor. Do these runes make sense? Do you have any questions about runes?
I think they do, yeah. But I don't have any questions right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Alright, so they have Kayn, they have Ryze, and they have Ashe. So Kayn is probably going to go red Kayn, which is like his tankier, more healing oriented build. If our team locks more low health champions, then he may go red. Whenever this happens, I'm going to leave the queue briefly, because this makes sure that the next queue isn't the same people and they don't just ban your champion.
Oh, that is true. Oh, okay. That's it.
Because especially if you're playing one champion alone, or only a couple champions, they can sometimes ban you out or pick you out. So.
Oh, okay, I see.
All right, while we're doing that, let's finish working through our item set. All right, talked about these. Whoa, this is an aggressive Seraphine item set. Let's see. Did I not pick Seraphine? It said we saved it. That's our Yumi one. Got a lot of items that's going on here. Oh, here it is. Okay. And yeah, I mean, I do need to start converting more supports into using this, so I'll put this item in here as well.
Oh, okay.
This item is extremely strong, but nobody ever builds it. So I'll put this in here, and we can talk about that item later. As a sixth item, this item is crazy, crazy strong. As a sixth item, this item right here gives you like a bunch of ability haste, a bunch of health, a bunch of ability power. It lets you put down 2 control wards at the same time on the map, and it lets you hold 3 control wards at the same time. So it kind of changes how you can play the game and where you can have vision and such. And you can really, really, really affect games with this item. And it's also extremely cheap for a whole bunch of stats. So I'm gonna add that into the build, and we can cover that item later. But I do recommend that as a sixth item.
Okay.
Since we're already here, that was a Seraphine mid sheet, is what that was. Just so you know. Because she can be played very damagey, basically like a mage. And she can be played mid lane that way as well. And that's traditionally how you'll see her played most of the time, in like mid or higher elo. Alright, so we'll ban something that we don't want to see. And traditionally, again, that's going to be some kind of engage support or an annoying like pike is a problem. Basically, enchanters traditionally don't want to see engage supports because engage supports are kind of the opposite of enchanters. Like if you think about it, like rock paper scissors, like engage supports are basically like the paper to your rock.
Oh no. Okay.
Because basically what you rely on is never being engaged on, slowly poking them down,
Yeah.
and keeping your health high. What they rely
Yeah.
on is grabbing you once and annihilating you.
That is true. Oh no. Is that Callista?
That's actually good for us. We have a very long range. She has a very short range, so we can bully
Oh,
her.
that is true because I was playing Sona that game and I just I just didn't survive.
And I have a list out here, and I will. I'll send this over to you as well. Let's see here. It's the coaching list. Coaching master document. Where are we at here? Here it is. Okay, so they do have all these stats out online, and I was just going to talk about this briefly. But basically, like they have. Where to go? Here it is. They have all the champions and all their range and stuff. So, for example, we could do a sort on this. Yeah. Okay. So here you can see the range, all the different champions' ranges. So like Caitlyn being the longest attack range in the game, and like Callista, you can't see my screen at all, can you?
No, I could just see your league.
Yep. That's what I thought might be happening. My bad.
It's okay.
I'll change briefly to the screen and then I'll change back. So here's this sheet. This contains all of the different champions and all their statistics. So let me reopen it. So here, you can see that Caitlyn has extremely long range, 650. Whereas like Callista is way up here at 525. So she has a very short range compared to Caitlyn. So one thing you can do if you really, really want to get, I don't know, some people are very left brained, some people are very right brained. A very left brained person would maybe want to like look at these champion statistics and then make some inferences about the strengths of the champions and such.
Yeah.
Because over time, all these different stats kind of get built into league players' minds. Because I've been playing for so long, I basically kind of know
Oh yeah, how long their range? Oh,
how long their range is, how much health they basically have, their kind of their armor. I have a general idea of their champions, but like being fairly new, you know, maybe because like if you see a Caitlyn, she's going to have very long range. She can do quite a bit to bully you. Whereas like if you come up here towards the top, let's look for the first ADC. Looks like the lowest range ADC is is probably Kindred and Kog'Maw right here with 500 flat. So they have very short range, and Callista's only very slightly over that. So, you know, so they have very, very short range. That's just some information that can help you. We'll look at our item set here. Shabana. I'm playing Seraphine, right? Yeah, I am. Okay. Wild. All right, so here's my item sheet. We've opened up with the top set of the items. And we're always going to start our queue.
Okay, cute.
They don't have a hook support. They have a Mumu. So since a Mumu can't displace me, I'm not too scared of their invade, but we will be careful and thoughtful about their invade. Check around in here, see if they're hanging out, doing something funky. Okay, we see Kane up here. Okay, I'm going to tab out briefly to change over back to League so you can hear the audio.
Okay. Oh, somebody's. Oh, Somebody's gonna get him.
Okay, thank you. That's alright. Pop our potions, not a big deal at all. Alright, and Arcane is starting on their top side. So we can just go to bot lane here. This man's name is Vladimir, and he's playing Vladimir. That's a good sign. Alright. So, as a Seraphine, I'm playing mostly... my goal is to stay in parallel with my ADC, and to trade with him, to trade on the enemy whenever they step out of position. So if he trades with somebody, I want to trade with them. If they attack him, I want to attack them. And I only want to hit the wave when I know for sure what to do with it. So she's out of position, so I'm going to poke them. Okay, now Amumu was way out of position, so we're going to attack him. Okay, now we're staying in parallel with Vladimir. Staying nice and even with him. And this just makes sure that if they attack him, then we're both in range to trade back.
Yeah.
And I only want to hit the wave when I know what to do with it. So here, their wave is bigger, so it's actually going to pull towards us. So I don't want to unfairly... like, if I throw my Q right now, I'll mess the wave up. So I want to be thoughtful. Okay, Mumu's looking for an engage. So because we're going to be being pushed back, I want to put a ward there to make sure he can't do some sneaky surprise attack stuff. And here you see he's going for the exact play.
Yeah, that is true.
Now, last time we talked about bush control, I believe. But because we're pulling the wave, we don't have bush control. This vision ward is the best that I can do. Okay. So the wave is naturally going to push away from us here. Except for they keep kind of pushing it in. So I can start to feel more comfortable at throwing abilities. Because I do want to poke sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially, basically, you're looking at your support item here on the bottom bar. You see, whenever it says 3, then we really want to be trading. Because we want to make sure that we're keeping some of those stacks down. Alright. Made a pretty big mistake here. Not a big deal. We're not going to panic. We just walk away.
True.
Okay, she's rooted briefly. Okay, now we have our heal and our shield. Toss some poke. Toss some poke. And now we're going to go ahead and heal and shield. Now, I know at this point that we do want to start pushing this wave a little bit. So, I am going to be... okay, we see Graves here. What's this? Not a big deal. I think here I do need to flash. Okay, not a big deal. Not a big deal, not a big deal.
Yeah.
Alright, so we do want our tier here. We'll grab a pink ward and a tier. So, this lane... basically, we have a short-range ADC versus a short-range APC, ability power carrier, like a mage. And then they have an engaged support, and we have an enchanter. So we will win poke wars and sustain wars. They will win engages. So when I move up the river here, I disservice myself, because I put myself in a position of vulnerability with, against an engaged support. So that's on me. I should have positioned backwards in lane. I was more curious what was happening with this fight. And since our lane was stagnating, there wasn't a lot going on in the lane. I thought I would maybe see if I could make a play on the map. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Okay, now we put a pink ward here. And you want to move it to the left-hand side of the bush because it gives... it's the easiest for you to protect there. If you put it right here, it's much, much easier for them to clear it than over there on the left-hand side.
That is true.
Now, since we have time, we're also going to put a regular ward. We're going to put it quite a ways up here. And the reason why is this. Because we saw Graves there, we're pretty safe to put that ward up there. In this ward now, there's no way that they can get to us that we can't see them coming. Okay, root. Yeah, he's being very annoying. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Now I'm just going to wait for my W again, and I'm going to stay pretty far back until I have my W so that I can just focus on healing us. And we're always going to be putting points in our Q because that's our primary trading tool.
Q.
Okay, this guy is being a real nuisance.
Attack.
which is good. That's his job, but he's being very good about it. This fellow is definitely a higher elo than bronze. I would guess he's maybe a silver or gold player.
Like a smurfing. Oh.
Well, because this is a new account, so it's going to be in Smurf queue, but it will be a little lower. So, like, their team overall won't be as good as I am, but, like, they're going to be, you know, this is going to be more representative than if I was playing in Platinum or something, you know? But they'll still be better than average. Okay, so here, because the Amumu is gone, we want to get this wave to mount so that we can play safely back towards our turret. So I'm just going to kind of push this wave. Now, if the Vlad pings me, see how he's pinging forward? That means he's okay with what I'm doing. If he pings backwards, you know, if he pings me off, I want to react differently. Like, if he pings me away there, if he pings caution, caution, then I know that he doesn't want me to attack the wave. He's getting mad that I'm attacking the wave, and I'm going to play differently because of that. Okay, you see that range, that heal, or that shield that I put on him there? Very good. Right, here's our Graves. Now we see the Graves doing some stuff. There's the... Okay. Now we need to take a reset at this point. Oh, maybe not. This is pretty risky behavior here, but I'm pretty confident that I understand the limits of what they're doing, so that's why I'm playing pretty aggressively. We get a ward up here, nice and deep ward, because we have time before we need to be back in lane, you know? Like, because he's not here, we have lots of room. Okay, we see the Amumu posturing, we don't want this play. So he'll do what he's been doing and attack us.
Nice.
Play back, and then we're going to walk a nice safe path. We're going to heal and shield ourselves. And again, we're watching. If he pings me off at any point, I'll stop attacking the wave. I don't want him to get mad that I'm attacking the wave. Even if I think it's right to push the wave, you want to be patient and try to do what the ADC thinks is best. Okay. There's the first mistake from the Amumu. That was very good for us. Alright. So I do want to heal us here. Okay, now he's letting her pull the wave. I noticed that he's not attacking the wave at all. So my feeling here is that he probably wants to pull this wave. So I'm going to let this happen. Now, if he gives me an indication he wants to push the wave, then I'll start doing that. But for right now, it looks like he wants to pull. Okay, what's he doing? He's starting to attack the wave. So it seems like he wants the wave to move forward now. Yeah, you see how he's using his abilities and stuff? That's a sign to me that he wants to push the wave. Okay, there's Graves' ulti. Now we win this fight pretty hard, I think. Oh, nope, there's their mid laner. That's not good.
The all came.
Not a big deal, not a big deal. But yeah, our mid laner there was in base, and their mid laner rotated down. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go Lucidity Boots. And then I'm going to start building into my Moonstone Renewer. Our control board is still doing its job down here. Okay, Akshan is having some trouble, not a big deal. So this is kind of a bad situation. Now, I can tell you for sure this game is probably lost. The main reason is this. The Scion is proxying the Kayle and she has no idea what to do, so she's just standing here. She's down a lot of CS already for free. So she's kind of getting bullied because she doesn't understand. So proxy is where you stand between their turrets and take their farm and they don't know how to react. So he's been back here attacking the wave and she's standing like at the turret confused trying to catch waves.
Yeah.
So it's a tough situation to deal with if you don't know what you're doing. So she just doesn't know, and that's going to put us in a pretty bad position. But we'll see what we can do. This Vlad is pretty strong, and I think he's a good player. So I'm just going to continue to try to support him as much as possible.
Yeah.
Now looking at the stat line, Kayle seems like the weakest link, currently. Kayn seems like the second weakest link. And then I think the Vlad so far has seemed very good to me. So I'm going to put my trust in him and the Aksham. Oh, I'm bad. She would have saved him anyway. Not a big deal. But yeah, we did get his flash there. Okay. There you go. Get the exhaust out of their ADC. Very good. Let's see. Is there a way we can save the Aksham? There is. If the Amumu comes up, we will use our E to stun the Amumu. Stay back, Amumu. You gone, little mummy. No, Aksham. We gotta get out of here, buddy.
Oh no.
Alright, so we do get him out. Very good. Okay, now we don't have our heal, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our ability to get to our heal. We're gonna heal these two. Okay, Vlad's resetting. If that's what he wants to do, we'll go back with him here. Because we don't really want to be in lane right now alone. We have a decent amount of gold. And the wave is neutral, so nothing's gonna be happening with the wave for a while. Now we're just gonna follow our Vlad back to lane because we've been feeling good about how he's playing. Alright. So he wants to push the wave, it looks like. So he's attacking it a little bit. And we're trying our best not to steal the minions. We don't really want the farm because we're very gold efficient. Okay, now they're all mid. So we need to either push hard or we need to rotate. Because you see how they're all mid right now? That means we need to either we need to create pressure. Or we need to rotate to them. Those are both good options. But definitely in this context, because they're doing this, we need to be pushing this wave and creating one. Okay. Here's the Callisto. Good. Now they are coming. So now we need to think about how do we play this. So first off, they're coming from the top, from the river, right? So we want to move down. Try to be away from the river. And then we want to hold our ulti until it's a very good chance that we land it. Okay, and we actually didn't even need to there. Because we hold it until it's a very good ability, we don't need to. We just speed up and get out of there. So this is very good. Now we still don't want this wave here. Okay, I did not mean my bad. That's NB. I didn't mean to. Sorry, friend. I didn't mean to take his wave. I do a lot of damage I did not expect it. So I'm going to throw an ability back there. Clearly not near the minions, so I'm not taking it from him. Clearly, again, not taking his minions. Little olive branch to him, make sure he understands I'm not trying to troll him. And now our dragon is happening very soon. So we want to get vision. Okay, now we need to play back here. We can't be the first one forward. Part of being an enchanter is we cannot be the first person at the fight.
That is true because they just focus on you.
Exactly. And then we can't provide any value. So we're going to play pretty far back.
That's true.
Now here comes the ulti, I think. Feeling pretty good about this one. I'm going to be patient with it. Look for a really good time here. I like this swinger. And I need to flash real badly. Okay, I got stunned for quite a while. Alright, so we killed the Scion, and they're all very low. So this fight should be good, and Vlad is alone in the side lane getting some XP and CS. So we're feeling good. I was positioned a little too far forward. If I could replay that fight, I would play it from a little further back. I wasn't abusing the fact that I have a very long range. Okay, they get the dragon, not a big deal. Vlad here should get a very good fight. Good. Good.
Oh,
Now encourage our team a little bit. Keep them feeling good. Keep them feeling like they want to fight.
true, because when someone's like tilted,
Oh yeah, yeah.
the end.
That's the biggest thing of low elo and just new like
Mhm.
low gameplay instead is
Mhm.
very much it's just whoever quits first loses. So
True.
that's why I'm being very thoughtful about hitting his CS. Only trying to when I think it's okay, instead of
Uh
just
huh.
always hitting it. You know.
Yeah. Oh, fun.
Okay, I think he's backing up. I can't tell. He's kind of wiggling around here. I think he wants to back up.
Ah.
I can't tell. No. Okay, he's going in. All right, we're going. We're going, Vlad. I'm here with you. Let's do it.
Oh man.
It's all good. We're just hanging out. All right, now we're gonna go one layer further.
Uh huh.
There we go. We'll pet his ego. Now you don't have to do any of the psychological side. This is just something I do if I want to win. Is I try to really
Uh huh.
leverage the psychological side of it. Like
Uh
I
huh.
know if this Vladimir quits the game, I will lose.
Oh yes.
So, but if I sit here and
That's
tell him he does
good.
good, then he wants to stay here. So,
That is true.
alright, this is probably gonna be a Scion ulting directly into our faces. I would guess. No, you know maybe. Okay, he's asking for assistance. What do you want me to assist you with, my guy? I think I'm just gonna back. Is that okay? Yeah, it's fine. Cool. So we've got our Moonstone. Now our second item
Uh
here
huh.
is going to be a Staff of Flowing Water. Now, if we have only attack, so Staff of Flowing Water and Ardent Censer are almost the same item. The difference is, so
Oh.
Staff of Flowing Water gives everybody ability haste.
Mhm.
Ardent Censer gives everybody attack speed. So if I have a lot of attack speed champions, I will go Ardent Censer. If I have a lot of ability haste champions, like mages, I'll go Staff of Flowing Water. So I'm going Staff of Flowing Water because Vladimir is an ability haste mage.
Oh.
And Staff of Flowing Water is better for us, whereas Ardent
Mhm.
Censer is better for only our attack speed champions. We don't really get any value from Ardent Censer. Okay, our team's doing really well here. Oh no! Don't give me the kill. Don't give me the kill. Ah heck. Alright, don't get mad. My bad, man. My bad. I did not mean to take your kill. Good job. Look at you. Alright. So hit the wave, but ideally now no. I do so much damage. I don't mean to. That's kind of how weird this champion is. Like she just does so much damage without even trying.
Uh huh.
All right, here you go. Here's another olive branch for you. I'll even tank this for you. There you go. It's all yours, my guy. All right, and now I'm gonna rotate. We need to be careful here. This is important. Now, because he has Mage Eyes, he needs to never die. So if he looks like he's gonna
Oh.
die, I need to use everything in my power to stop him from dying. And encourage him to get this blue buff real quick. There we go. Alright, now Vlad got that. He's taking a reset. I'll reset with him. What is he pinging? Vladimir is pinging on the way to take it back. Alright, then he wants to go back to Dragon, I think is what he's saying. Now we'll over communicate his play to the team to make sure that they make the play that he wants.
Mhm.
Now I'm just staying right near him. Give him this. And then we're going to get vision control over the Dragon Pit. Because the Dragon is
Mhm.
the next big objective, right? Okay, the Amumu has been hawking us a lot of the game.
That's true.
So we want to be thoughtful. Try to be very, very safe here from him. We don't really want him to get a hold of us. Some nice safe vision. Okay, now Vlad wants to go down. Okay. I see the play. I see the play. Here's some speed. Do your thing, my guy. Good. Alright, there's the Amumu. And we'll just set him up for success here. Now we're just tossing abilities. Nothing crazy. We'll exhaust. It's completely
Wow.
unnecessary, but it's a gesture of goodwill.
Uh-huh.
Take his wave. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't take it. All right, now we're just gonna stay near the Vlad. My temptation was to go bot because we need to be pushing bot, but the most important thing is
Oh yeah,
this
because that's
guy.
the mid-range.
Exactly. He's the very fed carry. He's doing very well. We want to stay near him and make sure that he has what he needs. And that's part of being support, is recognizing if this was the Kale that was doing super well, had the Mage Eyes, and was very strong,
Huh?
we'd be playing through her. If this Vlad was 1 in
Oh.
5, we would be playing not through him, you know?
Uh-huh.
Now, our vision is now needing to move to the top half of the map. Okay. We're just watching our Vlad here. Give him some defensive vision, make sure they can't rotate on him very easily. Give him a big setup if I can. Okay. Make sure we don't steal his kill. It's all yours, my guy. Back to top lane. Alright, he's going to mid lane. I need to follow him. I wanted to push top lane there because it's already there. We should just do that, but we're going to follow him. 13 and 1. Keep our focus on him. Use our heal and shield here. Kill the wave. Now, I'd like to get bottom mid as well, if possible here. GG.
Oh wow. Nice.
Alright, so do you have any questions about anything that happened during that game?
I think no. I do not have question.
Okay. So do you see how like nothing I did there was really like I didn't like I had a generally positive impact on the game. But I
Mm-hmm.
didn't do anything that was like really impressive. I didn't make any really cool crazy plays. Like
Yeah.
I basically just followed the person who was doing well and tried to enhance them as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, some games people always kind of go, okay, well, my team is like very bad. Like I don't have any
Mm-hmm.
opportunities. Like what do I do there? So
Yeah.
the important thing to remember is that like not every game is winnable. Like you're just not going to win every game, and that's
True.
okay. So every game you should have one person who's performing the best,
Mm-hmm.
and if you for some reason don't have that, then find the person who scales. Find the person who has this who's the strongest lane.
Oh.
So if everybody's
Mm-hmm.
doing badly, find like the Kale or the Nasus or the someone and try to
Mm-hmm.
help them out if possible. Um
Okay.
because that will kind of give you the chance to help bring them into the game if possible.
Oh, okay.
Does that all make sense?
Yeah, it does.
All right. So let's see. We have Moonstone, Staff, Flowing Water, and Sensor. Okay, so this one is pick at least one. And this goes up the chain, and that's our build order. So let me save this and
Uh-huh.
send this to you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, so there's that. And you just again, you just go to your item sets, and then you click
Mm-hmm.
import, and just copy paste that in there, and it will fill it up.
Oh, okay, okay.
So then we can build off of that item set. Um,
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll cover the runes one more time so that you can put them into your client. These are the runes that I would recommend when playing Seraphine.
Okay.
All right. Did you get those copied down?
Yes, I took a picture of it.
Okay, perfect. All right. Um. So, is there anything else that I can answer for you right off the bat?
I think no. I think I'm gonna start like practicing Seraphine,
Okay.
and then I guess I'll get coaching again if I have questions again.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to like get used to her and see how she does with me. Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely. I'll make you a deal. So,
Mhm.
you were really super patient with the timing on this one because I was delayed and stuff. Um,
Uh-huh.
and so this is your second one as well. Um,
Yeah.
so what we can do, just because like, if we have you go into a game right now, you're gonna have to kind of figure out the champion as you go, and it might not be as much
Mm-hmm.
value as possible for you.
That is
So,
true, yeah. Because
so I'll let you go ahead and play some games on this or whatever. But basically, just think of it as like the next one is just free. So in the future,
mm-hmm.
reach out to me on Discord. Just send me a message on
Uh-huh.
Discord. I'll see it. Um,
Uh-huh.
and or you can message me. I think you can message me on Fiverr without placing an order. And
Oh, okay.
at some point in the future, once you've played a little bit of Seraphine and you have some questions,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe you found a new champion, any of those things is totally fine.
Uh-huh.
Just reach back out to me, and I will. I'll be happy to just do another hour and a half session with you just for free. Like, don't worry about
Oh,
booking a
are
session.
you sure? Oh,
Absolutely,
thank
no,
you.
absolutely.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, just because I mean you're a fairly new player, and like, I
Yeah,
mean, I think that there's just so very much to learn. Um,
that is true.
and I don't want you to run into a situation where you have a lot of questions but just can't get them answered. And
Mm-hmm.
so I want to give you the idea. I want to give you the starting point and some answers, some items, and then I want to let you
Uh-huh.
run into those questions on your own and then come back and ask me those questions. So feel free to message me in Discord and ask me questions if you have them.
Uh-huh.
And then we'll just set up another hour sometime in the near future
Okay.
where we go through some gameplay and you know
Mm-hmm.
you always have the option of there are three really good options. The
Uh-huh.
first is we look at a game that you played that you have questions about the game, like what you did wrong or what you
Uh,
did.
uh-huh.
And then we can always do over the shoulder coaching where you play the game and I talk you through the
Mm-hmm.
game as you play. And then we can do what we just did there, where I play the champion that you're playing and try to show you kind of what I would do
Mm-hmm.
in a game that I'm playing of that champion. Um, so you can always pick from those whatever you think is best for you, whatever you think will help you learn the best. And yeah, just let me know in the future, and I'll be happy to absolutely do another session with you for free.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the
Mhm.
recording, and then I
Uh-huh.
will. I'll have to probably cut it into a couple parts, and then I will send it to you.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right. Thanks again, Patricia. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.